This is AC Starlord 29 from the AC Starlord 29 channel, and welcome back to episode 2 of the 90's Spiderman cartoon. And I'm going to follow up with the last thing I said in the first episode. So, this was talking about the Mysterio episode first. So, Mysterio basically is the same kind of thing you see in Far From Home, except it's not Far From Home, it takes place in New York. And basically, Mysterio was also, like in the movie, framing Spider-Man for things he did not do. Like in the movie, he kills him, but in the cartoon, he robs banks and destroys the museum, and then they find out that later on that Mysterio's name is Beck, just like in the movies, and he worked for a special effects for a movie company movie company that they were filming a movie on the bridge where Spider-Man saved somebody. Well, he's ended up saving him, and he said he'll get his revenge. Same kind of thing Mysterio said to Tony Stark in Far From Home, but a little bit different storyline. And then basically he tracks him down in the studio, pulls some more trickery on him, and then he ends up saving the day. Of course, Spider-Man ends up saving the day. Do some witty clips, like I said in this series. He narrates and also says witty clips. So he said a new witty clip to him, and he also narrates where he was going. And pretty much that episode is pretty much just like Far From Home, except it's in New York. And that's pretty much what you see in the cartoon, but a little bit different. A little bit more digging and investigation on where his backstory comes from and all stuff. So the next episode is about Dr. Octopus, or Dr. Octavius, or Dr. Octopus, some people call him in this episode. And basically, Dr. Octavius is kidnapping the rich girl that he is dating in this episode. But before he can do that, you see Dr. Octavius in the shadows, lurking around her mansion, and then Peter Parker gets invited to go on a second date with her because of what happened in the Spider Slayer episode, which we already talked about, because this is the second episode of this, obviously. And while they're getting ready for the date, she goes upstairs to get a jacket because Peter Parker says it's cold outside. And then Octavius, or Dr. Octopus, or Doc Ock, kidnaps her, wants to pay a ransom, basically hurts Peter. Peter told the cops what he knows and told her mother, and then he wants money from the mother, and also had it reported from Jonah J.J. Jameson, the news reporter, obviously, from all the movies, and even Tom Holland's movie, now, currently, and asked for the same ransom on television. And then he asks Jonah to give him the ransom money, and then he ends up kidnapping Jonah, and then Spider-Man ends up saving the day. He makes things worse. So he remembers that Octavius used to be his teacher at a science camp. And Uncle Ben takes him, and then students laugh. Then he remembers that, and students laugh at him trying to make a formula, and the formula fails, and he says something inspirational to Peter not to give up. So he goes to the warehouse that there are kidnapped his girlfriend, or his current girlfriend in there, in the cartoon, and then Jonah Jameson, and so he can talk to him in person as teacher and student. And he shows him the science experiment he was on. Science experiment that he was working on. But also, so Peter Parker can spit words of wisdom and knowledge to him. Hey, this is not what you're doing, is wrong. Basically, he shows him the same experiment that he was showing Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker in the movies, where the natural energy and all that stuff by the son and all that stuff. And then he ends up tagging Peter Parker because, you know, of course, that he got the ransom, so he has to pass him the second ransom of money, and he's like, oh, this is just collateral, I need more. But what I love about this is this Dr. Octopus is not an overweight the actor might not have been overweight in the movie, but now in Far From Home, he's probably a little bit overweight because his build is that. But his suit is muscular. He's actually muscular. It's a green and yellow, and the same tentacles and everything. But he has like a bowl cut, like it looks like a Russian cartoon bowl cut haircut. He has goggles like Sam Wilson's Captain America Falcon suit, but much more darker, and it just looks fantastic. You can look it up for reference photo, whatever, or watch this episode. You will fall in love with the way he looks. So he throws Peter Parker out the window, and then Spider-Man comes along, obviously saves the day, saves his girlfriend, saves Jonah. Takes his signs, and he said, well, if you're not going to help, let's do a trade. Your sign experiment for my friends. And he does that kind of thing, ruins the sign experiment. Puts him on a big giant magnet because, of course, those tentacles are attached to his back, just like the movie, but the magnets are interfering with, you know, his back and everything. So basically, he ends up saving the day, and he goes on the second date with that girl once again, or the second date, and well, of course, that Jonah, Spider-Man's still a menace, and all that stuff. And again, he still says some witty. Both episodes, he still does the narrating and witty jokes, and that's what I love about this cartoon. It's amazing, and this cartoon is just fantastic and different and amazing. And I'm only doing these episodes because of No Way Home. I'm seeing No Way Home on Saturday, hopefully. And I am. You can ask me when. Well, I already said Saturday, but you can ask me what time, when, and where. On the comments down below. If you like this, put a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bells. Because this show was just amazing. I'm going to continue with this. Also reading comics. And I'm staying away from spoilers because I know spoilers are out there and people are doing their non-spoiler reviews right now. I can't wait to do one non-spoiler review for you guys. So this Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man's out, and this thumbnail might look weird to you. This is Doctor Strange in the cartoon version of the 90's cartoon with Spider-Man. But I only did that because of No Way Home, obviously. And why not look at a weird, different version of Doc Ock? I mean, not Doc Ock, I mean Doctor Strange. But yeah, Doc Ock is probably to you guys weird when I describe that he's in a yellow, muscular suit. And if you look at what reference photos, it's not the same one you see in the movie, but basically, in both instances for Mysterio and Doc Ock, their stories in this are pretty much the same. I mean, pretty much the same from the movies, except a little bit different from the cartoon. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.